My name is Trinell Gilmore. That's TRA, N is in Nancy, ELL, last name Gilmore. You can call me Trey. Children should not have to go to school for 12 months a year. At the end of my presentation, the audience will know and decide that it is important to keep school years the same length as it is because freedom for all students 1 through 12 is important. Also, educators have the right to regroup and prepare between school years. And lastly, even though some parents think it is a good idea to lengthen school years, we definitely shouldn't change the educational standards in America based on other countries' progression. For young America still has some growing to do, don't count us out by today's standard of learning. This is why students should not have longer school years. Students have the right to free time, to engage in any activity they choose. This is the reason for lunch breaks and recess for younger children. Jennifer Davis, the president and CEO of the National Center on Time and Learning in Washington, D.C., says, for children especially, summer can unleash the free flow of discovery. For older children, summer often brings their first job. Much like the famous Google company, adults get a free workday to pursue any creative idea they have to better the company. And American children need those days as well to not have selected criteria fed to them continuously, but have room to grow as an individual. And ultimately, it can end up bettering the world as we know it. Now that we have learned about student rights, this is why educators should not be required to work 12 months a year. Some teachers have hobbies such as traveling or speaking or writing books and only find time during the breaks to do so. These instructors devote their lives to molding young adults, and to take that away, the freedom that they have is inhumane. Educators agree to teach students for 9 months throughout the year, not a total of 12. It is healthy to give instructors time away from students to interact with other adults. It's okay for teachers to have lives outside of school, just as much as the student. Not to mention the regrouping process between semesters and school years. Jennifer Brozak from the Seattle Post-Intelligencer introduces the term teacher burnout, and that is the shorter breaks built into an extended year may not be enough time to offset ongoing stress that comes with preparing lessons and grading papers, especially for teachers in the upper grades, where lessons are more complex and assignments become more involved. All in all, teachers not only need the break for themselves, but in order to remain effective, a break is required. Finally, this is why America should not implement longer school years. Some parents want longer school years because it helps with the cost of childcare. According to Michael Allison Chandler from the Washington Post, the average annual cost of full-time center-based childcare in the United States now exceeds the average annual cost of in-state tuition, nearly $9,589 per child. So year-round school does help parents in a sense, but it has not proven to help children perform better in the classroom. In closing, extended school years will make education even less appealing to Americans. So I propose the best solution. Instead of adopting foreign policies to better American education, how about the schools implement new business models? One being a learning triangle, whereas teachers, students, and parents are involved in curriculum because learning starts at home. And with implementing intrinsic motivational teaching, the idea of I can do it becomes a reality of I did it. Secondly, reducing classroom sizes from one-on-one interaction with students. And lastly, teachers can learn to connect with students in a way that is current. Students no longer learn from reading textbooks or sitting through hour lectures. Educators must understand their students. Every group of kids will be different, so every class must too be different. Instead of forcing students to adopt your teaching habits, whether bad or good, an instructor must learn to bend to the will of the students in order to teach effectively. Fun fact, in 1909, Dr. Charles W. Eliot, president of Harvard University, said, "The elements of a liberal education could be obtained by spending 15 minutes a day reading from a collection of books. This collection is called the Harvard Classics." The president of this Ivy League school knows the key to a successful student. It is not forcing them to attend school all year, but the quality of knowledge given in small portions.